I'm Joel,
I'm Katie.
and we're foster carers with Allambi Care. Both Kate and I were working in the sector at the time. I was working quite closely with a young person who was in the process of being fostered. His foster mother was heavily pregnant at the time and turned out that they needed 4 weeks or so emergency respite, and we got told they were struggling to find someone, and for us it was a bit of a no-brainer. So we jumped straight in with this young person and welcomed him with open arms into our home for a bit over 4 weeks, and it was such an incredible experience to be able to, I guess, guide him in life outside of a care environment. And I think this was the moment where we both went, hold on, we could make a difference.
I guess we kind of then shelved the idea for a little while until Joel again, began to start to form quite a special relationship with his client at the placement he worked at consistently as a youth worker. And he'd come home and tell me stories about this young person. And then someone just mentioned offhandedly to Joel, he's eligible for THBC, would you ever consider it? And first we were like, no. And then, I don't know, over the weeks it just began to play on our minds. And I said to Joel, would you? And he's like, would you? And I was like, I feel like maybe we would.
Yeah. THBC stands for Therapeutic Home-Based Care, which is essentially a level up from initial foster care. So it usually means that the young person has slightly higher needs. You've got a larger support network, you've got caseworkers, case managers, and it means it gives the opportunity with a financial benefit too to be able to step back from full-time work and really support these young people in your home environment.
We also wanted to make sure that he had a voice and he had a choice in this as well. So then we began to do respite weekends at our house, which was just so, it was so beautiful, our first weekend respite. Well, obviously a little bit nervous because we're like, okay, this is it, this is really happening. But even the way our dogs responded to him, they adored him. Then you could just tell he was loving it, We went and took the dogs for a walk, got a coffee, and I think just those little normal experiences, he was so happy, he was so appreciative. And I think from there we're just like, okay, we can actually do this, we can see this being a real thing for us. Yeah.
And now we're in the position where we're going to be taking this young person on as a full-time THBC placement. If we can do it, anyone can do it. We're a young couple, we have no kids of our own, we've got 2 dogs. We're about to get married this year. We thought all these little things would be barriers to entry, but it just shows that anything's really possible.
Yeah. I think a misconception is just that I can't do this. I think that's a massive misconception, or these behaviours or these challenges or the trauma that some of these young people come with is just too much for me. But I think the reward of what comes from opening your home up to a young person that really, really needs it outweighs those risks and those fears.
Yeah, I think it's also important to know that these kids, you're integrating them into a whole new environment. It's going to display challenges, you're going to see behaviours, but to know that the support network that you've built and also the Allambi network are there to wrap their arms around you and provide that support, those calls on the Monday morning after respite, and just how important it is to, I guess, just keep pushing, knowing that the difference you're going to make is so much worth it.
We are young with no kids. I guess an intimidating part of the process was we don't know how to be parents to a teenager. But I think it's important to take that pressure off yourself. We don't have to be his parents. These young people have families, and that's not our role to take on. But we just knew we could be really great mentors to him and great role models.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He looks to us for guidance in areas. We'll teach him to drive. We'll do all these milestones with him. And
for him to be able to experience life with us after, not having the best before, I think to be able to create a memorable life for him is something that'll stay with us forever.
Yeah.